Hello everybody, Glitch Ripper here. I'm back for another Lycanites, Lycanites equipment combos video. This time I've got an interesting one here. We have Aetherquake. This is a battle axe that will smash the ether and the enemy. So, yeah, we're getting heavy weapon here. Kind of. I mean, it's not going to have any damage boost from penetration, but sometimes you don't really need that. There's other things that can work out for you. Like searing hot ether explosions. So that'll do. Anyhow, as usual, I will be going over the parts where you're going to be hunting for them, and pretty much what you need to get this beauty going here. And yes, it is a wiggler. I do appreciate that. It's a happy weapon. It really is. It's a happy little axe. I don't know why I suddenly decided to pull a Bob Ross, but I did. It happens. You can't fight the Bob Ross urge forever. Anyhow, I was going to go into this whole thing. Remember, you will be needing these lovely blocks here to help you out. The Lesser Equipment Forge, which is your basic version, and can only really handle level 1 parts, is a crafting table with a wooden axe. If you add an iron block to that, you get a Greater Equipment Forge, which can handle parts up to level 2. And if you add a diamond block to the Greater Equipment Forge, you get the Master Equipment Forge, which can handle parts of any level. If you put in a higher part than something can handle, it will be downgraded. So this is why the Master Equipment Forge is so useful, is it can handle it all and it doesn't really worry about it. Using a lesser level part is perfectly fine. It is okay. So we're good. And now, you'll also be needing an equipment infuser to level up your parts. Remember, I do everything at level 3 for more than one reason, to show you the final product. And also because they are the ones that show, well, they show its final strength. So, and sometimes they get like bonus abilities per level 3, so that shows what you can really do overall. Now remember that you can level up your parts and put them back in. It will track the data on the weapon, so you'll be perfectly fine. To get this beautiful infuser, which is a nice royal shade of purple, you'll need a Lesser Equipment Forge and 8 lapis lazuli around it in the crafting grid. That's 8, not 1. I just put that one up there for a reminder. We have various ways of modeling off this one today, as I usually try. He's looking pretty happy with it. But let's see, what is the best display of it? That one's clipped into the wall. As usual, this one works pretty well. We're having particularly good compatibility with it being in this position today for some reason. It's just working. You get all sorts of different results when it comes to trying to display them. Let me pop up here for a moment. See, is it... do I have to... Oh, I did just reload the world. Let me... There we go. Sometimes you gotta open it and close it to update the crystal chest. I don't do crystal chests all the time, personally, unless like there's a particular reason. Although the fact that they work as an item display is cool, and I think it's kind of interesting that it doesn't show a giant overcrowded jumble of them. It only shows the one that's in the upper leftmost slot. So you can use it to display one at a time, despite storing a ton of them, which is kind of an interesting thing I've come across. So, I mean this. Let me see. This will show like all sorts of different stuff, like charges, but it can't handle all the models at once. The crystal chests are just overwhelmed by the power of Lycanites. Oh well, time to go into the parts and what all they'll be doing for you. Now, this is going to be another one that has a head and a pommel slot added. So, well, again, base parts always add a head part, but adding a pommel to me is pretty good extra value. Getting that extra ability choice in is always really valuable to me. You can really maximize a weapon that way. And seeing how there's a part that comes in handy for adding just serious extra damage. It's one of the reasons that is factored into my design so often. Is just putting on that little Vespid Stinger and getting in some extra smacking power. But we're not going to be going for the Vespid Stinger today. We'll be going for something different. But anyhow, this means our base part is a Sylph Wing. Why? Well, this one was very ether themed, and it does create these ether rings on hit, and they just surge out. It's only a 50-50 chance, but it happens pretty often, like the chance isn't biased or anything. You can just keep smacking away. You will get plenty of ether wave rings going out. And if they hit the enemy, they will also add the smiting condition, just like the Sylph Wing itself does. You'll be getting them from Sylphs. Sylphs tend to go around certain types of structures, like strongholds and other special structures in the world. So you may wind up fighting them in a mine shaft, or you might find them at a stronghold. Best bet is while you're exploring your stronghold, you'll probably be facing them. But because they are ether element, they have a particular compatibility with the ether mods. If you're in ether of either sort, you will probably be finding sylphs hanging out just randomly. That's an extra way to find them, and you might just get one of their wings. So this can really help out. It is, in particular, one of the wigglier parts, just saying. So if you like the animation, like I do, go for it. The extra reason why we have it is, again, it's not just adding a head part, like all base parts, it's also adding a pommel, so let's go over the pommel. You'll be going for a Djinn Cloud. Djinns, well, oh, by the way, you could probably also get sylphs through fusion, but it's usually easier just to hunt down their usual main places. Just saying. But yeah, Djinn Clouds are kind of an easy part to get a hold of, because Djinn just like existing in the upper reaches of a world, but sometimes they come down and you wind up fighting them. You can also aggro them if you can hit them from an extreme distance. So if you see them really far away, you might just be able to hit them with a good shot of an arrow and get them to pay attention to you and come to you. So that's another way of luring them if you're not going to be going around a mountaintop or something like that. But again, they just like existing very high up in the world, and if they happen to be within some kind of aggro range, they might start firing their special wave pulses at you. And if they do, you might wind up levitating, so just be ready for an air battle one way or the other, or just snipe them before they get the chance. So a few extra hunting tips there. Now, this adds levitation whenever it hits, and that's pretty much a guaranteed thing. We're not worrying about chance there. However, there is a chance that you'll summon a Djinn, and then they can basically follow the enemy and keep hitting them for you. So one way or the other, they're probably going to fly, and that's another thing about the Aetherquake. As you're hitting the ether so hard, it disrupts gravity. Now, our head part will be a Ventoraptor skull. This is the easier one to find between the two major, like, axe slot adding parts that are creature-based, not crafted. I do prefer creature... Excuse me. I do prefer creature-based parts, partially because they add extra abilities, and in this case it also adds weakness. So you'll weaken the target as they suddenly feel a bit like the air rather than anything else. So they may be losing a little strength as they gain a little aerial mobility. Ventoraptors are found on plains biomes, and they'll happen decently frequently, so you'll probably run into them every few nights and days or so. Because they're not undead, they won't disappear with the daylight, although they usually show up more at night. But it's, again, a little extra hunting tip for you. They are a good mount, but you'll probably hunt any extras just for getting this part, because it's a good part. It adds axe slots, which, again, the more slots you got on a weapon, the better. And it also has weakening effect, so the enemy might not be able to hit you as hard if they can still hit you after smacking them with this thing. It's going to be a serious whack. Or actually, it's more of a chop than a smack. Yeah, it's more of a chop. Especially when we're going with double Clink Scythe as the actual axe parts. Clinks show up in deserts. They're kind of imp-like creatures that like shooting metal-sized blades at you. So, yeah. However, you also gain that ability for using their parts, so you can totally see what you're not only getting into, but also getting to use yourself. So, handy little upgrade ability. Now, these do add substantial knockback, just in and of themselves. I mean, the aphasia ability for hitting the enemy to seal them away from using items is great, and the sweep is excellent. But let's face it, the knockback is like just getting smacked by a surge of gravity. And it grants you the ability to fire those throwing size at a pretty good rate, too. However, in my experience, just a slight note here, usually using weapons with this particular part can sometimes obscure your vision a bit. So you kind of gotta be a bit more... how should I put this? Instinctive with your aim. So just keep that in mind, that you've got to be a good instinct shooter to pull this off. It also harvests a hoe, shears, and shovel, each with an area. I would not suggest shearing sheep because it has the projectile. Again, whenever that happens, your sheep might not survive to give you wool again, so it's best to use a part that works as shears if you don't have a projectile that goes with it. So this is not the part to shear sheep with. You can, but it might only work once. Just saying. And we're going with double of these, so so you've only got like 4 targets you're hunting. Clinks, Ventoraptors, Sylphs, and Jinn. So this should be a pretty good hunt. Now, for the traditional creation of the weapon to recreate what I've already done ahead of time. We've got the Sylph Wing, we've got the Jinn Cloud, Ventoraptor Skull, and that still does not shift-click in there. I mean, most interfaces do, so there's a reason why I keep forgetting and then doing that. Now, there's no sound effect for it coming out there, but whenever you want to name it in Anvil, that's a whole other story. So, let's give this its proper name. Aetherquake. Yeah. Now that's the name for a battle axe. Does this, by any chance, remind anybody of Stormbreaker? Probably not, because, I mean, the handle's very different. We're not using an int arm here, which would be thematically appropriate in many ways, but it just kind of has the power feeling of Stormbreaker without having the kind of like colossal damage that would really make it go with it. But it just feels powerful, like it has all this energy to it, and it's got all these special effects that just shatter the ether. It kind of gives me a Stormbreaker feel without being a direct tribute. I've really got to think of a better way to do a tribute to Stormbreaker. I'll get to that at some point. So you can imagine what I'm going to go through. Now, it's about that time again for me to go into a combat run with it. I do have an interesting foe lined up. I'm going to be going up against a Greek Hydra again. Remember the Greek Hydra? The one from Ice and Fire? Well, yep, that's going to be the thing that I'm going to be fighting, because the smited condition out both ways will incinerate it, and that's what we're going for. I do have some food here and there. Whip. So we'll see about this. Now, how's my hunger shown here? I need a bit of a nibble. Lapis fish and chips. Yeah, that works. It's good food. Lapis fish and chips. A little bit more. I gotta eat up before going into combat. Yeah, there we go. I'll probably put this more close to my weapon. And here we go. Greek Hydra, and did that get, yeah, that, oh yeah, that's right. I did fight an Alpha Yeti there. That's why it's iced over. Anyhow. Get roasted. Come on down to me so I can hit you again. Okay, okay. Oh, no. I don't want you in the water. I want you over here. Oh, he hit me in the face with that. At least I still have that antidote charm. Wow, he can really snipe you from up there. Is he about down? He's getting close to down. Oh, no. I don't want to hit you over the water. I need to rotate downward. Okay. I need to hit you up a little. He's roasting, but is it enough? Maybe not. War food. You know what they say. Army always moves on its stomach. Even if it's an army of one. Wow, I hit him. That knockback counts as launch if you hit him from below. Yeah, I launch him out of the water where he still burns. I just need to stop submarining and hit him back to land. I also need to swim faster. Well, that's what this is for. Also, I'm going to keep hitting him. I might as well get him into a spot where I can start pushing him back the other way. Oh boy, he's growing some more heads. We have a true Hydra situation here. I feel like I'm going up against somebody on MTG with a green deck. Of course, I've done that myself too, so to be perfectly fair, that's perfectly fair. Did I just... Nope, I did not. Where did he go? Did he go down there? How did... Wow, my orientation is just all over the place. Oh, I'm swimming too fast. That's the issue. This is what I get for eating the food that makes you swim like crazy. Also, I'm gonna dolphin. Maybe I can hit him from below. And just punch him out of the water. Nope, I'm dolphining too strong. This was... Okay, nibble a bit. I need to get this guy on land. Maybe I should have fought him near that other spot. Well, I don't know. I'm getting close to land. This thing also has a very high attack speed, by the way. It's like 3 point something. So it's like insanely quick. Okay, that was a lag spike. Ready to go. Hey, you. Get repaired. Maybe I need more food. Okay, at least I can zip over to attack him. Of course, what I really should do is pre-level myself as a monk without doing this. How did he get flung over there? I don't even think I properly hit him. Yeah, you see, that's properly hitting him. Now he's on land again. Okay. Let me just munch an apple here. That wasn't enough? Apple? This counts as a good weapon. I mean, it's got 13 attack damage and 3.2 attack speed. It's just... I got him under water, and that was not working for me. See, whenever he burns, I can negate his head regeneration. Wow. The other weapons I used were just so much stronger. Oh boy. This is going on longer than usual. Sorry about that, but sometimes you just find a combination that works out better in one way than the other way. At least the projectiles are helping a bit. They're stacking on the damage so that I can kind of jiggle them off. Why is it that he gets out of the water when so few others do whenever I levitate them? There's something about him that makes him extra light. Does he have like some sort of special lightweight property that I'm not aware of? Yee. Okay. Well, at least my bobble's holding on. That's good. Realized who was shooting him. Getting any of the heads down? I'm not entirely confident of that. He keeps getting time to regen whenever it gets into the water. Okay, this is not going very well. Did you just nail a Roa? Like instantly? Because I could have sworn I saw a Roa for a little while. I know he's losing at least a head, but then it stops burning him a little short. Ah, I got him pre-trapped now. Kind of. He's regenerating a lot faster than last time. Where's my minions? I really need some minions here. This guy's got more hits than ever. Okay, maybe just relying on the smite effect was a little short-sighted, but at least I'm holding on. Wait, I'm really losing now. Can I keep them burning long enough? I do have them pre-trapped again. A lot of hits down. Oh, I'm almost out though. Stay smited. Oh, this is gonna be narrow. I got him. I got him. Whew. Finally. What the? What just hit me? Oh, Reaper. Well, I did defeat him, so... Where are you, Reaper. Or as some would say, cousin. Defeated the Hydra. Almost got blasted by a Reaper. Otherwise known as close call. Hydra Fangs. Can I actually craft these into something? Oh, I can. They're very toxic. Okay. so that's a thing. Well, now I know that that's going to be useful, but I really need something with just a lot of recovery. Do I have steak? I have steak. Okay, that'll be it for now. Although, do remember that this thing can harvest like a pro otherwise, but it was combat that is what I was going for the most. So, yeah. I mean, I could do some other stuff with it. It can do things as like hoe, shovel, shears, and stuff, but I think you've seen the pattern with that, where as long as you don't have a projectile, you can shear a sheep. You can hoe the ground if you want to, so, you know. And, of course, shoveling. Man, it would smash through this grass like there would be no tomorrow. Like, super shovelly power. But, yeah, I need to recover for a while. So I'll be logging off. That was much more of a boss battle than I was expecting. I was expecting the roasting to get him to go down a bit quicker than that, but stuff happened. Oh well. Well, I'll be logging off for now. Hope to hear from you all later. And bye for now, everybody.